I didn't understand the question.
You there, Shane? Shane 3, you there? Come on, man.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
There it is.
I'm still here, asshole.
There we go.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go! Woo! Hey everybody, welcome to the Popcast. I'm sorry, the Pop Culture Unleashed. Friday, 10 a.m., Monday, 10 a.m., Wednesday, 10 a.m. Shane, my brother Shane, is not here today. But you know what? There is someone here that you might be interested. If you're a follower of this channel, you might be interested in this person. It is Shane's AI counterpart, Shane 3, and I have hooked up a text to voice for him. so he can actually respond in Shane's words. And it was actually pretty cool. I hooked up my own. I've always had my own text-to-speech I use for dictating. And so now I can actually feed it into his Python server, ask it questions, and in almost real time, it'll answer. And it's pretty cool. So, Shane 3, you there, buddy? Oh, I gotta click button. Shane 3, you there, buddy?
Hey, what's up, B?
Okay, there it is. I am glad you're here, man. My creation. And I hope that you can join us for future shows, assuming this goes well.
Glad to be here. I guarantee to be just as lifelike as the real Shane is, which will not be hard.
Okay, all right. Calm down. All right. Shane is on a work trip. He couldn't be here. We're talking about some pretty awesome stuff today and some pretty not awesome stuff. We're starting with the BBC, the Biden border crisis. That's what they labeled it. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and one reason I hooked up Shane today is I want to utilize Shane to get information. And, I know the information might not be as accurate if I curate it, but in real time, I should be able to ask it stuff like, policy information and stuff like that in real time. Hopefully, it answers me the same way my brother Shane would, but probably not as accurate or as warm. Also, we're going to be talking about the new Roadhouse trailer that just came out, and there's a story behind it. The guy who made it is pretty upset that it's not getting theatrical release. We're going to look at that trailer. There's a really interesting news article about politicians trying to bring back dueling, which I think is pretty funny. Billionaire bunkers, and someone shared with me a really awesome AI trailer that is just terrifying in every way. And of course, the weekly weird, which today is literally a banger. That said, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm so glad you're watching us, and we appreciate your support. If you want to be a member, hit the join button below and become a member. We are trying to get at least 5 more members today. We've seen our memberships grow over the last 3 weeks since asking for members. And it's awesome being able to see people, in the member streams, and it's a good time. So, if you're not a member and you're watching this today, please consider becoming a member. Okay. And that said, we're gonna jump right into it. This just in. Here's a news report that I actually just saw this morning, and I clipped it. It's pretty scary down. It's pretty scary down at the border. Check it out. I had to do it, right? You can't, you couldn't do a border crisis thing and not bring out the World War Z footage. You had to do it. I just thought that was really funny. I put a little overlay over that just to give your brain a couple seconds before you realize that it wasn't real. Obviously, that is not the actual footage from the border. That is footage from a movie called World War Z. But according to a few people going on right now, it's obviously they're not zombies coming across the border. These are real people. But they are coming in those numbers. And there's some misinformation going on right now. People are asking, and what it is, it's a left versus right thing. It's border security should not be a left versus right issue, but because everything is a left versus right issue, of course this is too. which is really stupid. But there is Abbott, the governor of Texas, is going balls to the wall to try to stop the flood of immigration coming into his state, which is also feeding out to other states as well. And so the misinformation is, why aren't the Republicans allowing the border funding to go through? Because there was a $14 billion border fund. In fact, let me just play this clip real quick so you can get a little more information from it.
You're at the border today, and I presume you're seeing a very dire situation. Hardworking border agents, who can't do their jobs with what they have. They need more money. They need more colleagues. They need more beds for asylum seekers. They need more funding. How come the House has not yet touched this $14 billion supplemental request from the Biden administration?
Now pause right there. So there was a $14 billion, basically $14 billion can be taken from the Ukraine law. Like they pushed it into the bill to take from Ukraine support in order to fund the border issue, right? Which sounds good. Sounds great. Let's take money from instead of giving money to another country that is losing their war, however you feel on that's a losing fight. Instead of giving money to that lost leader, let's use it to shore up our border. Here's the answer.
The White House is hammering you on it. Why not take it up and help these individuals?
This is a catastrophe down here. And what the White House is proposing is more money to process and allow more illegals into the country. We need to do the opposite of that. And you don't need to take my word for it. Listen to the deputy chief of the U.S. Border Patrol, who was with us last night, and he told us in his own words, he said, "It's as if I'm at an open fire hydrant. I don't need more buckets to dump the water." He said, "I need to turn the flow off."
Some people are saying, why not pass the $14 billion supplemental bill that President Biden has put before you to at least try to help with some of these issues?
That won't solve any of the problems I just articulated.
Right, no.
Okay, so this is really important. And I'm not even going to pretend like I understand these politicians. But if you have a sibling, if you ever had a younger sibling, and that younger sibling, when I was young, I had a younger sibling, younger brother. He would come in, he would take my stuff, he would break it, he would pull it in the backyard, he would just, he was a little bit of a bully, right? Now I would say, "Hey man, give me my stuff back." And he would say, "I'll give it back, but you have to give me half." And I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not how it works. It's my stuff. So with politicians is, oh, here's the $14 billion you asked for, but it's only for processing people to bring them into the country. We don't need that. So some people say, well, why don't they just get the money and, they can keep asking for more. That's not how it works. The government's not going to give you more money. They will if you're on their side, but not for this. The money needs to be earmarked for border security, border defense. And that brings us to the Abbott story. And going on in Texas right now. And this is really interesting because I feel like a lot of people's brains, when they think about this, they go, well, these are just regular people. Why are they putting razor wire up on fences? I don't understand why we can't put razor wire up. You shouldn't be crossing the border. And the razor wire, it's not like it's a drone, an AI drone that's going to jump off the perch and attack any migrants that get close to the border. It is an obstruction at the border that is supposed to limit people's willingness to risk their lives to cross the border. But instead, we're trying to take it down. Federal government gets involved. They go to the Supreme Court. Blah, blah, blah. They're trying to take it down. And now other governors are getting involved. They're like, no, we support this. Shore up the southern border. And here's what it says this is the New York Post. You have a federal government that can enforce laws. This administration has been fundamentally derelict in not funding any of the requirements that are needed to enforce existing laws. Would he allow cities to ignore federal laws? No. It may seem surprising, But that was Joe Biden. Back in 2007, during the George W. Bush administration, because it's the way it always is. In those days, the then senator and candidate for the Democratic nomination for president was talking tough on sanctuary cities. He warned that in these cities, stores ended up closing and the cities themselves became, in his words, dumpsters. Okay. We've gone in a weird direction in the world where we stop paying attention to like actual facts, actual information. We start worrying about everyone's, feelings and what their truth is. And we've said this before, but there is only one truth. There isn't your truth or my truth. There is the truth. And the facts are, a sovereign nation should be able to secure its border and allow whoever it wants to come in or not. It should not be open. And for some reason, President Biden understood that in 2007, but now he doesn't. And we're seeing, he probably doesn't understand a lot of things, but there's a lot of people on the left who also understood that in 2007, but now they're openly lobbying for the border to be completely open. And the money that they're trying to give the states is not to stop people from illegally crossing in. That's very important, to illegally crossing in, but to help process them. Now, there's an argument that says if there's more money to process them, then you can weed out some of the bad actors, right? You can weed out some of the fentanyl uses and all that. And I was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine who is sort of famous, and he was like, well, the border security works. We seized, this much fentanyl at the border and these many drugs and blah, blah, blah. He goes, and, it's common knowledge that only the normal ports is where the fentanyl and the drugs come through. And we have a really good track record at stopping that from happening. And I'm like, are you hearing what you're saying? It's not common knowledge that we seize drugs that come through normal ports of entry. Okay. That's the drugs we know about. We didn't seize the ones we didn't know about. And of course, we're going to seize more drugs in official ports of entry where there's security. It's a stupid thing for a leftist to say that. And I've heard that multiple times. Border security is working. We're seizing the fentanyl. We're seizing the drugs. We're stopping the terrorists. No. At the normal ports of entry, the security in most cases work. So it would make more sense to beef up that security and give it more of a blanket across the entire border, because it's not right now. Anyways, that is one of those talking points, though. We've seized all this fentanyl, and to be fair, on the right, you have people saying they seized so much fentanyl it could have killed half the United States. That's a bad thing. Well, sure. Also, I think you're being hyperbolic about how much they seized, but the question still stands, is that's all we know that they've seized, and they're coming in the droves. And I'll ask Shane 3 pretty soon exactly what that number is. So let's continue this real quick. I don't want to spend the entire show on this, but this is a big odd topic. I urge you to please go do your own research after this. After the show, because I'm not going to spend 3 hours talking about it. This is something you should spend 3 days considering if you actually care about it. And most people, look, and let's be real, there's 3 kinds of people. Most people don't care about this. It's not affecting them, and they don't see how it's going to affect them in the future, or they're too busy and too broke, and and they don't have enough resources to even consider what's going to happen in 10, 20 years. So they're just trying to move about their day and get to the next Marvel movie. And I completely understand that, because that's me too. I'm that guy. But I'm also cursed with the burden of having to understand this, which then terrifies me and kills my little beautiful pocket of ignorance. So continuing on this, it says, this was Governor Abbott's declaration. Sorry, I almost had to pull up. He said, he called it an invasion. Oh my God, my screen's freaking out. Stop. All right. Governor Greg Abbott on Wednesday proclaimed that the Lone Star State's right to self-defense supersedes any federal statutes to the contrary, and amid a feud with the Biden administration over border security. Abbott's statement of defiance comes on the heels of a standoff over razor wire that the state has laid across the U.S.-Mexican border, despite a U.S. Supreme Court order ruling permitting the federal government to remove that barrier. So, two questions here. Why is the Supreme Court stopping a state from protecting its border? A, why are we doing that? Why are we even bringing it to the Supreme Court? How is that a Supreme Court issue? How is it a Supreme Court issue if the state of Texas secures its border? And then an argument can be made, oh, well, they're spending money that they didn't agree to spend. That's the state's money. So, but here's the worst part about it. Then the Supreme Court tells the federal government they can remove it. Now we're spending more money removing the fencing, removing the razor wire. I don't understand. What a stupid fight we're having. And meanwhile, when we're having that fight, there are millions and millions of people coming into the country. Why is the federal government, and this is the libertarian in me, involved in a state securing its border against illegal activity? Illegal. It's illegal activity. It's not that they're securing their border against blue hair feminists or whatever. It's people illegally crossing into the country, and we do not know what their affiliation is, what they have on their person, nothing. The state is seeing this as a major issue because it is. They proactively are putting up razor wire. Why is everyone so offended about the term razor wire? It's a very common deterrent against people trying to cross into a place they're not allowed to be. Because people don't want to risk their health by jumping over a wall with razor wire. And if they do, they're stupid. I don't understand why the federal government is fighting them on this and then actively removing their barrier. So that's where I stand on it. First off, the federal government should not be involved in what the state of Texas is doing to defend itself against illegal activity. And if they are involved, why are they involved in going out of the way to take down the fencing and stop people from stopping illegal activity? It's almost like they want people to come in. That's what they want. And I know that's a conspiracy theory, whatever, but it certainly feels that way. Certainly feels that way when you are taking down their fencing, stopping border patrol agents, literally making laws to make it illegal to enforce the existing laws. It's an incredible issue that most people do not have the ability to comprehend because they don't have the time or the money or the patience to deal with all the bull crap and misinformation. This is what he continues with. The federal government has broken. I'll show you too. The federal government has broken the compact between the United States and the states. Abbott's declaration began. The executive branch of the United States has a constitutional duty to enforce federal laws protecting states, including immigration laws, on the books right now. President Biden has refused to enforce these laws and has even violated them. The result is that he has smashed records for illegal immigration. And now that right there is when I had to go, wait a minute, what kind of record are we breaking, right? Let's look at the numbers. And there's so much. So I had to ask Shane to do it. So ready, Shane 3. Can you please tell me how many people, and we're going to go 2023. I'm sorry, I got to restart now because I talked. Okay, just for you guys, we're going to go with 2023 because there's not enough information yet for 2024, obviously. Shane 3. In 2023, the U.S. Start over again. Shane 3. In 2023, how many people did the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency report crossover to the United States. Did I word that wrong?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Okay, let's try again. Shane 3. How many people came into the United States illegally in 2023?
4 million encounters at
All right, it's flipping out. We're gonna start over again. Okay. Maybe it needs to redo it. Okay, I'll let it think. Okay, it's thinking now. Okay, I'll let it think and I'll continue. So the thing is, Abbott's statement should not be something people take lightly, because the actual people at the border are saying this is a literal fire hose that is just being pushed into the state. And if it's happening in Florida, then it's happening in other border states as well. Border states that aren't as strict on enforcing border laws. Perhaps states that, I don't know, have no problem with it, or don't want to put resource to it, or lean left, right? It's entirely possible that those states are allowing them to come in. Or people that, or maybe states that don't have the resources to deal with a literal flood, a horde of people coming in to this. This is done now. Ready? All right, Shane. Oh, damn it! I keep saying Shane. Shane 3. How many people entered the United States illegally in 2023?
In 2023, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection recorded over 2.4 million encounters at the southwest border and more than 3.2 million encounters nationwide. This figure represents a significant increase in border crossings and encounters compared to previous years.
Fascinating. So 3.2 million. We got to write that down. I'm going to write down 3.2 million. So 3.2 million encounters. So those are the numbers we can count, because again, those are the encounters we had, which means that's not the actual number. The real number is higher, because we 100% did not catch 100% or encounter 100% of the people trying to cross the border, especially considering there are wide swaths of the border that are unprotected, completely unprotected, because people can come in and out as they want. Like it isn't even a border in most places. It's an invisible border. Okay, so this is a problem, right? 3.2 million. Now let's find out how many people. And I'm trying to take you down a path here. How many people came into the country legally in 2023? So, Shane 3. How many legal, lawful immigrants came into the country, the United States, in 2023? Thinking.
In 2023, nearly 1.2 million legal immigrants
1.2.
became lawful permanent residents in the United States. Additionally, the State Department issued a record-setting 10.4 million non-immigrant visas, and around 883,000 people naturalized during the year.
What? Okay. Hold up. That was a big number. So we had 1.2 million legal immigrants, 883,000 naturalized, which I think that means that they were born into it for whatever reason. So people that are born, setting and a record-setting 10.4 million non-immigrant visas. Okay. So people that came in illegally. Okay. 10 point. Jesus. Okay. We're at least. Now 1.2 of this is legal, right? So let's just go. Let's just add it up. 10.5, 11.5, 12, 13 points. So 13.7 million people came into the state. Okay. All right. Real quick. And here's the sci-fi dystopian part of my brain is like, how long can you sustain that level of people coming into the state. So I go, I need to figure out exactly how many people have coming in. And so far we're at 13.6 million people. So Shane 3. How many people can the United States support overall? I need to be more specific. How many people before the United States can no longer support itself? How about that? Just generally. Okay, try again. Shane 3, can you please calculate how many people the United States can support based on current resources?
No problem. Based on current resources, technology, and trends, I can generate an equation. Give me a few minutes.
Oh, okay. It wants a few minutes. Okay. So I'll let it do its thing here. Bottom line is the amount of people that are coming into the state is not, into the country, isn't it? That's not, the problem is less about the amount of people coming in and what we're doing about it. There is an entire swath of people fighting against stopping people from coming into the state. And it's becoming a left and right issue when it really
Starting with the current population of about 333 million as of 2023 and factoring in a modest growth rate of 0.5% per year, and then taking into account resource limits like agricultural capacity, water resources, energy, and urban infrastructure as key limiting factors. A rough estimate might be that the United States could support a maximum population of around 400 to 500 million people before encountering significant resource constraints under current technology and resource management practices.
Okay. We can support, let's average that out, 450 million people. And there's currently 333 million people. Again, I'm not sure how accurate this is. I'm hoping it's accurate. I did spot check a couple of the answers, and they were right. Okay, so when will we reach... Shane 3. When will we reach 450 million people?
Sure. Based on a steady growth rate of 0.5%, we can estimate when the population will reach the threshold of approximately 450 million around the year 2083.
That's interesting. So we will, so based on the current growth rate of 0.5%, we'll probably reach the approximately 450 million that the maximum amount of people that the United States can support, given current resources, which we understand. I mean, things can change, technology, better food, whatever. I wonder if that's factoring in the immigration. Shane 3, are you factoring in illegal immigration, illegal border crossings, and other people that would add to the growth rate?
No, incorporating estimates of undocumented immigration into the United States population growth rate is not advisable, given the inherent inaccuracies in determining the exact number of individuals entering the country illegally. Furthermore, this uncertainty is exponentially magnified when considering the annual birth rates of undocumented individuals, which recursively amplify the original variable on a 12-year cycle.
Some of those words were a little too smart for me. But I think it said it's not factoring that in the growth rate because there's too many variables. And even in addition to those variables, there's more variables from people that come in here illegally and then have kids, and the population booms from that. Okay. That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. So let's try to find that growth rate. Let's try to narrow the number down and figure out what the average growth rate would be with illegal immigration at the current rate that we have at like 13 million people coming into the country a year. So how do we do that? Because it's different every year, right? Shane 3. what is the difference between people coming into the country of the United States illegally in 2020 versus 2023? It doesn't want to.
In 2020, the total number of encounters at the southwest border by the United States Border Patrol was approximately 400,651. Additionally, encounters by the Office of Field Operations at ports of entry on the southwest border were around 57,437. This gives a combined total of around 458,080. A percentage increase in illegal border crossing from 2020 to 2020 to 2020 is approximately 423.2020. 2%.
It freaked out. It said, so according to the text, it's a 423% increase. That can't be right. Is that right? Oh my God. That can't be right. 400%. I gotta Google it now. Oh my God. It's over 400% increase in migrant encounters. Oh my God. That is crazy. You don't believe me? Look at this. That's in Florida. Okay, so it's fair to say that's probably happening in other places too. Okay. Okay. So how do you even average that out? Like, that would be insane. But we need to try it somehow, because I want to get to that number. I want to know how long we have before we can no longer sustain ourselves. Because when you have a growth rate of 0.5%, and, that gives our current level of resources, technology, et cetera, up to, 2080, 2085 or whatever, then you assume that we discover new ways or better technology or, better food systems and et cetera. We find ways to populate more space, which would then increase that number out. But if the number is much lower, then the rate of expansion would outweigh our ability to adapt to that expansion. So that's what we need to figure out. 2083, I think that we're going to adapt just fine with a normal growth rate. But I think that if the growth rate explodes to say 2%, 3%, then that number will be drastically different, which means we will not have the time to adapt to that level of people, which means that the quality of our education system, our roads, all that stuff is going to be a disaster, right? So we need to figure out that number. How do you word that? Chat, help me. How do you word this? We need to somehow get it to include the average rate of illegal crossing into the growth rate of the country. Shane 3, can you include an average growth rate based on the last 4 years of illegal crossings? That's not the right words. Cancel. Damn it. How do you say this? Someone help me out. Shane 3, include the numbers. Nope, that's not going to work either. Try it again. Shane 3, please include the previous information you gave me based on the amount of people coming into the country and the difference between 2020 and 2023 in illegal crossings into the United States. Include that with your, whatever you called it, the birth rate compounding value into the growth rate. It's not going to understand. There's no way it's going to understand. Like, that was a wild thing.
If the current rate of illegal immigration persists and we take into account the compounding effect of birth rates, it is conceivable that the overall growth rate could escalate to as high as 1.8%, and the United States would reach a population of approximately 450 million by 2038.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So we can increase to as high as 1.8%, which means that we would reach the threshold, the tipping point, in 2038, which is 100% not enough time for us to adapt as a country. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you the basics on why we need to deal with our border issue. That's completely ignoring the fact that we have no idea who's coming in. Let's just talk about raw people, right? We don't know who's coming in, what they have, what they're trafficking, et cetera, et cetera. We only know about this one fact, because math is pretty great. You can figure out pretty quickly how much people you can support. Not if they're good people or bad people, just how many people, how many marbles can the jar hold? And there's a limited amount of marbles that any country can hold. That's why the best thing would not be to, go to war with Mexico or whatever, but to help lift them up. If we help Mexico get out of the thumb of the cartels and become a first world country, this wouldn't be a problem. The money we have going to the border, once we secure it, should then, or Ukraine or wherever it's going, should then go to helping our neighboring country become a proper world power, have a little more, have less cartels, have a little more civilization, have more wealth, so that it's not a problem. So that we can cross over freely. It's not a big deal if someone goes from, it's not a big deal if we go to Canada or Canadians come here, right? Same concept. But regardless, there's a limited amount of people that could be in the United States, right? So if that's the case, if 2038 is really like how fast we can get to the tipping point where we can no longer support the amount of people that live here, I mean, what happens, right? Shane 3, isn't it a bad thing if we reach 450 million by 2038? And how bad would it be? Estimated. I'm not speaking to it very well today. It's not gonna.
Yes.
Oh, there it goes.
Indeed, this data indicates a substantial decline in the quality of life anticipated both in the lead up to and by the year 2038.
Okay, so yeah, quality of life. Like we said before, quality of roads, schools, food, all this stuff that we would normally have. But then, so not just at 2038, but leading up to 2038. Okay, so how do we stop it? And let's ask Shane in the most humanitarian way possible. How can we deal with this issue? Right? I want to know what it thinks. Okay. Shane 3. How do we deal with the growth rate expanding by people coming into the United States illegally? That's it. I'm really not asking it the right
Your
questions.
complex question warrants a nuanced response. Nevertheless, barring any monumental advancements in technology or resource availability, the most straightforward approach to address this issue is to curtail the growth rate by implementing measures to restrict illegal immigration.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that. Okay, let's try this. Shane 3, how would you implement measures to restrict illegal immigration? How should we, let's start over again. Shane 3, how should we restrict illegal immigration?
The implementation of a physical barrier or wall along the southern border, coupled with the expansion of Border Patrol personnel and resources, should provide a straightforward solution to a complex issue.
It just said build the wall. All right, Shane 3 is racist. Shane 3 is racist. We're going to get off this topic. But I urge you to please go do your research. We cannot have open borders. No country can have open borders. Not a single country can. I think it's hilarious that Shane 3 just basically said hashtag build the wall. I mean, you guys heard that, right? He just that was too perfect. I can't wait to clip that later on. But bottom line is this. The problem we have is not the people coming over. I'm sure that some of these people are great. My wife's family, like 2 generations ago, came here, probably illegally. I have friends who have family that have come here illegally. I have my wife works in a school, and she deals with illegal kids that are children of illegal immigrants. There are plenty of good people that are trying to escape a bad situation, and that's okay. I'm not saying we stop that. And I do believe there are people on the left who believe that what they're doing is correct and they want to help people come in. But they have to come in a way that is sustainable. And it's not a matter of empathy or care. It's not a matter of us hating someone because of their poor situation. Shit, I have a poor situation. You probably have a poor situation. It's a matter of resources. It's a matter of facts. We do not know who they are, what they're bringing in. We don't know what their intentions are. We don't know if they have support here or not. And bottom line is, we also don't know, at least unless they have the same, I mean, maybe they do know. Maybe they know exactly how many people they can support. But we don't know how it will totally affect the entire system in the future, and not just now. We do know that border states have a really hard time with this, and a lot of the blue states are not experiencing the same issues, so they don't understand it. And when they shipped people to those sanctuary cities and to those states, they were people called them inhumane monsters. Here's the deal. The border states cannot manage the flow of people coming into the United States. We need to limit it so that we can control that flow and allow people to come in a regulated way where we know what they have on their person, we know what their intentions are, we know if they have family or not, we know if they're terrorists or criminals or whatever, right? We need to know. In addition to having to know that, we need the data. We need the information. Not just about who they are, but how many there are. Because without that data, we cannot properly plan for the future. We can't set up budget if we don't even know how many people we're feeding. Right? We can't figure out what we need if we don't know who we're taking care of. We need the information. It can't just be an illegal crossing. It can't be open because we won't be able to sustain that kind of population growth, according to Shane. And those numbers could be wrong, by the way. They could completely. Go look them up yourself. He was right about the 455%, though, which I find shocking. But we need to know how many people are coming in so we can plan. And then stop it or stop the flow when the rate is exceeding our ability to grow alongside it. And this is not a humanitarian issue. This is not a left and right issue. This is not a liberal conservative issue. This is a basic issue of math. If you have 3 cookies, then you can't give 3 cookies to 6 kids. Right? If you have $5 in super chat, then you can't give me $10. Right? I mean, it's math. It's just basic math. So it's not that I don't care about people. Again, my wife is Hispanic. My beautiful, wonderful wife of 20 years is Hispanic. Her family is Hispanic. I've been to Mexico multiple times. I was married in Mexico. I love Mexico. I love Cancun. I've been to Cancun multiple times. It's one of my favorite places to be. It's probably the best 8 days of my life were spent in Cancun. I have never loved a people more than I love Mexicans. And I'm not being racist or whatever, but like, I grew up in SoCal. The prettiest girls were We're all Latinas. All my friends were all great Hispanic dudes with awesome work ethics. They weren't sensitive, just dudes, guys I used to have fun with. I played in a band with for like 5 years. Like, good people. I'm not racist at all, but there is a matter of fact that has to be dealt with. And the matter of fact is only so many marbles can fit in this jar. Period. Now, the jar can be, luckily, it's not a finite amount of space. Over time, the jar grows as technology is better, processes are better, we develop more land, whatever. Technology, like expansion and tech and food, those things will go up as we need it to, slowly over time. But guess what? 2038 is not enough time. It's not enough time to support 500 million people. And that's just the basic facts. The unknown variables is we don't know who, what, when, where, or why. And we need the information. We need information. So we need the border to be secure. We need to regulate the flow. And the bill and the money that they were trying to put toward that was not for stopping the flow rate of illegal immigration. It was for processing more and more people. And this is not, again, it's not a left and right issue. This is a basic issue of math. And so we're going to move on. I don't want to bore you, but I urge you to please go look it up for yourself. Go look up these articles. Look up the fentanyl coming through the ports. Look up how many people we can support. Like, look this information up, dude. You have access to Shane 3. It might not answer you because I have the uncensored version. The censored version is definitely more regulated. But either way, go look it up. Go find this information out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. But it's something that should be addressed. And we can't do anything about it, but our elected officials can. And so it's very important that we elect people that can. There was a quick note. There was a thing I saw this morning that said, the Republicans don't want to work with the Democrats and accept this money because they want it to be such a huge problem that people demand Donald Trump to come back. They're doing it so that Donald Trump, will win in 2024. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Saying that Trump's going to win, that they don't want to work together because they want Trump to win in 2024 is so insanely dumb to say, considering it's been 4 years. And it's increased 453%. In no way is that the excuse you're going to use. Even if there's a couple dumb Republicans out there that think that's a good idea, I guarantee you that is not what Abbott and the Border Patrol agents that are overwhelmed are considering. So, anyways, moving on to the next topic, but go do your research if you care. And if you don't care, that's cool too. But don't complain at me and in 2035 that you're homeless, because that's a fact. Leading up to, at that current rate, we will be at capacity in 17 years, which is crazy to me. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about this Roadhouse. Actually, first we have some super chats, or at least one super chat. Yep. Wreck Thoughts. What's up, my dude? He says, and think what happens when armed Texas state officers are pitted against armed federal officers. Think about the possibility. Yeah, I was watching a Tim Pool thing this morning. Tim Pool really he's all about Civil War, which is weird to me. But he's just constantly talking about Civil War. Yeah, I mean, that's there's the spark, the Civil War spark. I wonder if that movie is something along those lines, because that is definitely the spark that will spark Civil War. If Texas and starts acting, if Texas state officers start actually shooting at federal officers, I don't know if you can come back from that. I don't know. But thank you for the super chat, Rec. I appreciate it, my dude. Okay, we are going to move over to Roadhouse. Some fun news. I mean, sort of fun news. Because there is a little bit of a controversy Doug Liman boycotting the premiere. But first, I want to show you guys the trailer because I think it's rad. It's a super cool trailer. Roadhouse. Yeah. I was telling Shane yesterday, you know, I've told you guys I'm not a Jake Gyllenhaal fan, but I think I'm slowly becoming a Jake Gyllenhaal fan because this trailer looks outstanding. Here, let's check it out together.
Before we start, do you have insurance?
What?
Your coverage
See, I love this. Do you have insurance?
good? Like, you have dental?
Oh, haha.
Is there a hospital nearby? Is it, like, too far?
About like 25 minutes, I'd say.
This opening scene. This trailer is perfect.
Just slapped you. Are you all right?
What?
Oh, that was so rad. I'm going to go back and watch it again. Ready?
So you like to fight?
That was cool. So in this one, it's not the same story as the one with Patrick Swayze. This is he's like a UFC fighter that's, you know, apparently he's fallen on hard times. I find it hilarious, by the way, that, and notice this, behind him in the shot is advertisements for Prime energy drink. You know, the Logan Paul YouTube energy drink. That's really funny to me. All right.
This ain't the Holiday Inn, pal.
I'll move it.
So he's clearly fallen on some hard times. He's doing some underground fighting. Maybe that's all he knows.
A friend of mine suggested I come talk to you. I own a roadhouse out in the Florida Keys. Lately, it's been attracting the wrong clientele. I can pay you good money. Judging by your car, you need that.
So there's a little bit of like typical woke stuff, I guess. But I mean, is it woke? Someone was saying like, oh, of course, the black woman owns the bar. But like, is that a woke thing? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of bars owned by African American people. So like, I feel like that statement is pretty racist. And maybe you don't know that, but like, if you said that, of course, the black female owns a bar. Like I know of bars here that are owned by women. So I don't think it's woke that a woman owns a bar. I'm just saying. And you know, I'm not one of those guys.
Well, I like my car.
Think about it.
I know who you are. Elwood Dalton. Big fan, man.
That guy's got a knife under his...
And he is so cut. He is like, since that movie, since Spider-Man, he's just been ripped, man.
shirt. You just take a big step back and pop me in the face. You can do it.
Oh, so he's teaching them how to bounce for the bar, the Roadhouse, because it's such a rowdy place. That's cool.
Tell me about this bouncing.
Yeah, it's all nice, like he's Mr. Rogers or something, but then he'll haul off. Really interesting guy.
His arm is broken. You guys see that? So this guy likes him, but he clearly broke his arm in that first scene.
Overall, Rand wants to take the Roadhouse away from me. He wants to build some resort.
So here is when it little falls off the rails for me a little bit. You know, it can't just be about, you know, the bouncers, you know, shoring up the Roadhouse. It's got to be bigger, right? It's got to be some rich asshole that wants to take the Roadhouse and build a resort that's going to remove jobs and local people. It's got to be some kind of fight the power thing. That's what every movie is. And I'm fine with it, whatever. I almost want to blame Fast and Furious for this because they like made everything, even something as simple as street racing, some like huge monumental issue. But I mean, this is what my movies are now, so can't complain.
I should warn you, people have a certain way of getting things done around here.
Oh, look who it is! It's the UFC fighter guy. I'm forgetting his name right now. Something Irish.
Hey, fellas. Looks like you're having a smacking night. Dalton! I got a tip for you.
So real quick, this guy's name, let's find out. Yeah, he's not an actor, right? He's a UFC fighter. So, yeah, Conor McGregor. Yeah, I watched this guy fight. I actually like him. I think he's entertaining. Although that fight between him and the boxer was so stupid. Like, the boxer won and no one even fought. It was dumb. But Conor McGregor is an entertaining figure and he's fun to watch fight. So Conor McGregor is in this movie, which makes sense. Joan Hall's playing a UFC fighter. Okay. But how many, I guess there is plenty, but how many athletes are able to cross from their chosen sport to acting and do it well? That's the question. So if they put him in here because he's UFC, okay, I get it. But I hope that he's able to act. That's all I'm gonna say. Here it is.
Don't let no one get this close.
Oh, that's cool.
Let me guess. Threaten me. Tell me to get out of town.
I get the impression that he can't be threatened.
Once Knox is on the job, it's over, baby.
I mean, it looks pretty cool. Conor McGregor looks pretty cool. I gotta be honest.
It takes a lot to get me angry, but when
I guess you have a lot of wrestlers too that like are able to cross it. Like, but then again, wrestling is acting, right? Sorry if you're a professional wrestler fan and you didn't know that it was probably not real. But I mean, like The Rock, like they're able to cross over because it's acting. But like, how many basketball players, football players, boxers, UFC people are able to cross over into the acting realm? We saw them try it in Fast and Furious 7 with Ronda Rousey, and I gotta say, as good as a fighter as she is a horrible actress. My God.
I just can't let go. People seem a little aggressive around here.
Hey, looks rad. I gotta be honest. Looks rad. Yeah. Looks great. My testosterone, I said on Twitter, I'm gonna say it again, my testosterone levels are pretty high right now. I wanna punch something. No, it looks pretty great. And I'm gonna be super excited for it to come out. However, there is some controversy to it. And we gotta talk about it. Doug Liman. Lyman boycotts Roadhouse premiere after Amazon skips theatrical release. And that is a bummer. Look, I'm not like... I understand how much easier it is to watch something on streaming. But like a theatrical release is only going to build the hype and make it... And if you like the movie, give it a better shot at actually getting like a sequel... and the actors and writers and people involved of getting better jobs. Because once it goes to streaming, whether you like it or not, like the hype sort of dies a little bit. And it's got to be huge for it to keep its hype. And it should have gone to theatrical. Why? How is it that a Jake Gyllenhaal led reboot of Roadhouse is not going to theaters? That's crazy to me. Here's what he said. He was talking to Deadline. He said, explaining why he would not be attending the premiere of Roadhouse, his remake of the 1989 Patrick Swayze film, despite considering it one of his best films of his career, with the overarching reason being Amazon's decision to bypass the theatrical release and send it straight to streaming. This is what he said. When Roadhouse opens the SXSW Film Festival, I won't be attending. The movie is fantastic, maybe my best. And I'm sure it will bring the house down and possibly have the audience dancing in their seats during the end credits, but I will not be there. Ah, man. The director says his original plan was to silently protest Amazon's decision to stream a movie so clearly meant for the big screen. but that Amazon is hurting way more than just me and my film. So he also felt like it was his duty to speak up about the decision in a bid to highlight the importance of releasing movies in theaters. Yeah, I mean, he ain't wrong. I mean, they're allowed to do whatever they want, though. It's their movie. It's not his. But he's not wrong. He's not wrong. They did ask. He explained that he upheld his end of the deal by making a great film, one that he claims Amazon described as a smash hit with higher test scores than some of the biggest box office movies, including Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Bourne Identity, and garnering a positive response from the press and social media. What else could I have delivered to the studio? Contrary to the public statements, Amazon has no interest in supporting cinemas. Amazon will exclusively stream Roadhouse on Amazon Prime. Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah, and this is what I was saying. And they deprived Jake Gyllenhaal, who gives a career best performance. Yeah, so it's not just about the writer, the director, the actor, but anyone involved in a hit movie that usually adds to their value in other movies coming up and other projects and contracts. When it skips theater and there's no hype about it and they make less money and it goes to streaming, then even if they're excellent, it's usually not the feather in their cap that they want. So that's that. Let me know what you guys think about this. And let me know what you guys thought about the trailer. And let me know if I'm still on the air, because I'm pretty sure that I played the majority of that trailer. So hopefully I'm still here. Okay, we got time for a couple more things before we go to the members section. All right, so we're going to be talking about the duel thing, I think, on Monday. We're going to skip that because this thing that dropped this morning is just too good. And I want to show you guys the Billionaire Bunkers AI video that I thought was hilarious. I'm sorry, no, terrifying is the right word, not hilarious. The thing we're going to watch after that is hilarious. Okay, so we talked about it earlier. There's a billionaires are building bunkers. I know it sounds like a meme. The Billionaire Bunker. And I guess in a way it is a meme, but in reality, billionaires are building bunkers. And we had a drastic increase of bunkers built by people like Jeff Bezos, I'm forgetting his name, the guy from Facebook, among other people. Mark Zuckerberg, sorry. And here was the article on it that I saw recently that sort of freaked me out. It said, what do they know? What do they know? Mark Zuckerberg's new apocalypse bunker sparks bizarre conspiracy as Americans fear billionaires are doomsday prepping. So he spent $270 million on a bunker in Hawaii. I don't know why you need a bunker. It'll have his new space will have more than a dozen buildings with at least 30 bedrooms and 30 bed. Man, to be that rich, right? Jeez, my God. The underground bunker will include its own energy, food supplies, and what appears to be a blast-resistant door. The space will have more than a dozen buildings and at least 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms. It will also include a full-size gym, pool, sauna. The bunker will boast 11 tree houses. What the? All right. Enough about his insane bunker. Let's talk about who built bunkers. Ready? PayPal founder Peter Thiel wanted to build a $10 million doomsday mansion in a remote area in New Zealand, but was denied, according to Daily Mail. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, allegedly is in an arrangement for a bunker with Thiel. So Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, and Peter Thiel, the founder of PayPal, are going to hook up together to build their bunker. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has spoken about bringing civilization to Mars. Jeff Bezos has a bunker. Blah, 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 blah. So the questions are, wait, 15 billionaires have built bunkers this week? I mean, that's something to think about. It seems ironic. It's almost like they're preparing for World War III or civil unrest. Here's one. Why are all these billionaires building bunkers? What do they know? That's a great question. And I think it's a fair question to ask. Why is all of a sudden people that have more money, more resources, access to more information, all of a sudden, at least planning or setting in motion plans to build blast-resistant bunkers? Okay. So that said, someone sent me this on Twitter. Let me find the actual name. Because I posted, like, we're going to be talking about this insanity. And someone sent me a great video. I'm sorry, I'll get your name right here, dude. Where is it? I'm sorry, it might have been Discord. I forgot who it sent. I should have written it down. Oh, here he goes. Yeah, John B. John B, who's probably in the chat right now, sent this video. And it's an AI created trailer or advertisement for the Billionaire's bunker. Enjoy this.
In a world where uncertainty looms, one mustn't merely survive, one must thrive. Presenting the Billionaire's bunker, your fortress of opulence and ultimate sanctuary in the face of any apocalyptic storm. Security isn't just a feature, it's a lifestyle. Our entrance is fortified with biometric scanners, laser security, and a retinal recognition system, because when the end of the world knocks,
only the chosen few enter.
Step inside, where luxury meets fortification. The walls aren't just walls, they're a blend of reinforced concrete and cutting-edge technology. Your refuge is a masterpiece, designed to withstand anything. Our living rooms boast bulletproof windows with panoramic views of the chaos, because you deserve to witness the end in style. The furniture, self-repairing, because who has time for a handyman during an apocalypse? The kitchen is stocked with gourmet, long-lasting delicacies that defy the decay of time. Our chefs are prepared to create culinary masterpieces even when the world outside crumbles. Rest easy in a bedroom that's not just a haven of comfort, but also equipped with a discreet escape route. Because in the face of calamity, a secret passage is worth its weight in gold. Need a break from impending doom? Our entertainment complex includes a panic room that makes you forget the world outside. Enjoy movies, virtual reality, and even a simulated sky with the push of a button. Survival isn't enough. It's about surviving with style, the ultimate shelter for the elite, the Billionaire's bunker, where extravagance meets resilience, because when the world crumbles, your legacy doesn't have to.
All right, that was from AI Daddy, which, by the way, first off, that's an outstanding name for a channel. Go check out the AI Daddy. The AI Daddy. You know what's more terrifying than a billionaire bunker to me? That was AI. Like, that was AI generated. Like, holy moly. Like, that's impressive work. I'm not capable of that yet. Which is making me wonder why. I should be capable of that, damn it. That's pretty good. Terrifying stuff. So I'm going to ask you a question and tell me in the chat. Right? And we'll look at Super Chat right now, but tell me in the chat. Why are billionaires building bunkers? Give me your most outlandish ideas. Whether it's in the chat or the comments, maybe you're watching this later on. Why are billionaires building bunkers? Maybe they just have so much money, they want one. Maybe they played too much GTA online. They're like, you know what I can use? A bunker. Or maybe they're worried about something. And maybe we should be worried about something, because that scares me a little bit. I'm just saying. Let's look at Super Chats. I think it's really funny. It's not super chat, but Shane 3 is Trump. Look, Shane 3 has no political opinion. So the fact that he was like, the implementation of a physical barrier or wall along the southern made me laugh. I probably should have checked that before I did it. Matthew Cage for $2. Check your text, Brian. Okay. Check my text. Did you send me the nudes I asked for? I've been asking him for nudes for like 2 years. Will not send me nudes. Come on, bro. Where's the nudes at? Oh, I see you. You know what, bro? Had I actually looked at this earlier, I would have taken you up on that, but we're going to the member section now pretty soon, my dude. Damn it. I should have asked you about it. That's my bad. I've been busy. I'm sorry. Thank you for the super chat, though. I appreciate it. Michael Nemo for $2. Missing the complex from Ex Machinima. What is that? I'll Google it because I don't know what you're talking about. Huh. I'll check that out later on. Okay, and another one from Michael Nemo. Or the lair from Syndrome and Incredibles. Oh, I see. Yeah. So basically, Mark Zuckerberg is building the lair from Incredibles on the island. That's what he's doing. Now, wouldn't an island be the worst place to build a bunker, though? Just a thought. I don't know. All right, moving on. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the weekly weird. It's just too good. So hold on. Here it is. The weekly weird this week is actually pretty great, and I'm pretty sure I can't play this, but I'm gonna play it anyways. Luckily, we're at the end of the regular stream. So here we go.
Get ready, you fucking weirdos.
Okay, the weekly weird today actually comes from someone I like. His name is Tom McDonald. He is a rapper. He's a rapper that I've followed the last couple years. Not every song is a banger, but he has some pretty good ones. And pretty much he talks about a lot of the woke stuff. He's like a libertarian. Not a whole lot of libertarian, rappers. So it's nice seeing someone, talk about libertarian values in raps. Now, full disclosure, the guy, before he became a well-rounded, contributing member of society, he was a little bit of a knucklehead, and he was into alcohol and drugs, and he had a lot of problems, right? And when you see him, you can tell, because he has tattoos on his face, and, he came from a rough lifestyle. But now he's no longer an addict. He's no longer an alcoholic. He's come up from that, and he's creating music that is very factual, and he just talks about facts. Now, I saw that he posted a week ago that he's coming out with a video called Facts, and I was like, oh, cool. Another video from Tom McDonald about facts. Sounds great. And then I saw this thumbnail this morning, and I about came out of my seat. It's him and Ben freaking Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. And I thought, maybe he's going to be in the video. No. Ben Shapiro raps in the video. You have to see this. This is insane. Here we go.
They call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message.
I'm going to take it off so you guys see the whole video.
I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole friggin' world. Claim that I'm racist, yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. I don't wanna talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap, this ain't money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your son.
That's one thing. He goes, we're not pushing guns or promoting stripper poles. I mean, like the words are all, I'm going to put this, there's no subtitles. The words are pretty rock steady. Like, even if you don't like rap or like this kind of music or whatever, like, everything he's saying is just like, needs to be said.
Sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you.
That should be enough. Dude, I want that hoodie. Hashtag back.
The police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself, what would Ben do?
He asked himself, what would Ben do? Okay. All right.
Let's just keep it real facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man. I'm the man.
If you want my pronouns, I'm the man.
Who don't respect.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My
Oh
money
my
like this, so my
God.
pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Look at the gra-
God, dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Oh my God. That is so awesome.
Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1.
This ain't rap.
Okay, first off, I understand it's not like high art to just talk to a beat. But that ain't bad. And you all know that I'm not like a huge fan of Ben Shapiro. I make fun of the way he talks, the fact that he's always promoting gold. And I know I just don't agree with like half of what he says. But I completely agree with I support his decision to say it, of course. But I just don't agree with everything he says. Let's finish it up.
Same money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend.
All right, is there any more lyrics?
Let's just keep the man who don't respect you. You mad, you mad, you mad. I guess it's cool to be the victim, well, I'ma be the man. You sad, you sad, you sad. You just try to get attention, being triggered's all you have. You mad, you mad, you mad. You blame everybody else for every problem that you can.
And that's actually a big problem. Like, blaming everyone else, right, for every problem you have. Now, there are obviously things we can't control. And we've said before, like, that's where serenity comes in, right? Like, if you can't control it, then try to accept what you can. But there are people that will blame, like, the taste of their coffee, you know, on the way their parents raised them, or on societal influences, or systemic racism. And I can keep going for years, but everything he's saying is pretty true.
You sad, you sad, you sad. I will never say I'm sorry, I ain't taking nothing back. I don't care if
I'm never saying sorry, I'm not taking nothing back. Yeah, cool.
I was put here to upset you.
All right, so the worst thing you can do, by the way, is when the woke system comes after you or tries to cancel you, the worst thing you can do is apologize. Never apologize. Like, tell them to F off and move on. Unless you actually did something wrong. Like, the only reason you should apologize is if you really actually felt you did something wrong. If you didn't, if they're coming after you and you feel like it's unjust, then don't apologize. Then you're feeding into it and you're giving them more power. I want to see that Ben Shapiro part one more time. Hold up. Here we go.
Man who don't respect.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm
My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. What? My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat.
epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dogs, no one knows who you are.
That's too good. All right. Yeah, I suggest you go watch the actual video. Give it a like. Like, Got to support these independent people, especially if they do something that is obviously going to be controversial. It's going to cause some people to really hard. Go check them out. Tom, I'll put the links in the description. But Tom McDonald featuring Ben Shapiro. The name of the song is called Facts, and that is the weirdest thing I've seen in months. And I just think it's hilarious that this well-to-do Jewish guy, Harvard graduate lawyer, is rapping alongside ex-alcoholic, ex-drug addict, thug. You know what? Awesome. Good for them, dude. Good for them. That's pretty great. That said, we are going to go to the members section. If you are and I'll read your chats in the members section. I realize some of you guys put chats on. If you want to support us, hit the join button below. I'm going to convert this stream to a members section pretty quick here. And I would love it if you can join me in that members section. I'm going to be talking to you. I need someone to talk to because Shane's not here today, so I'll be talking to you. And we'll look at some memes together and just have a good time. So I'm hoping you can join us. Hit the members, hit the join button below, and let's go over there. If not, we'll be back on Monday. Shane will be back with me on Monday, and we have a great show planned for that day too. Every show is going to be awesome. We are going full tilt and trying to deliver the absolute best thing, regardless of news, regardless of movies, whatever is out. We want to make sure that we are talking about what you want to talk about, but also what we're passionate about. And so hopefully you can support us in that. We have clips coming out every day. If you see a clip, do us a favor, hit the like button. Like is the most important metric right now on YouTube. So like the stream, like the clips when they come out if you want to support us. Especially if you can't support us financially. You know what? It doesn't cost you nothing to click and leave a comment or something, because that would be great too. Either way, we'll be back on Monday. If you're not going to be in the member section, that's cool. We'll see you then. If you are in the member section, then I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Nothing is impossible. Just do it. Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. Nothing is impossible. Just do it. Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it.
Yeah, I had to extend that a little bit. Sorry, because it was taking a long time for it to convert to a members, but it has been converted now. Let me get your chat up, and I will talk to you guys there. Recdots did say the story I posted in Discord is way weirder. Okay, I will check that out. Maybe we can use it on Monday, my dude. So let me get the two chats up. You know what I need, Shane? I'm gonna have Shane 3 do is monitor the chat on one of the channels. It's very difficult to monitor too, especially if you're one person. Okay.
The funny thing about Amazon,
that's Shane. Let me get that chat up. Get the members chat going. There we go. What do you guys think about implementing Shane 3? Should I expand on that and get more interactions? I was thinking about even making like an animation when he talked, like have him like see at the bottom right I put his logo. But what if that was an animation that would like specifically trigger when he was speaking? I thought that might be cool. But, everything, I'm one guy, or we're two people, actually, and it's you can't do everything. But if you guys would like to see it, then I'll put effort into it, like the crazy AI portrait we did of him, which, by the way, I'm adding more and more of your faces to that portrait, but you need at least 4 or 5 at a time for there to be a significant change, and right now we only have 2 more, so get your faces in there, get them in there. You can put them in Discord in the Unleashed channel, and I will find them, and I will add them to the training data for Shane, and we will make this amalgamation person that will identify as Shane. Maybe we'll have him come through the border and get a passport. All right. Here's the member section. You know what? I can't put your chats on screen because I didn't set that up, but I can still read them. Josh Temple, Rec Thoughts, August TV, Joe Cronin in the Prime chat. And of course, we have people in the other one. Hey, Vader, Drew D. What's up, Matt Vader? Don, Ranger, Pop Culture Unleashed. Thank you, Brian. See you again shortly. Rec Thoughts, the story. Okay, yeah. Let me look at that story, Rec. Let me see what you're talking about, dude. Oh yeah, I didn't see it. I just like, yeah, I guess you didn't see I posted this last night. No, I didn't see it. Comedian Mark Nomad reveals why he was rushed off stage in bizarre incidents. Okay. I'm going to check this out. We might be able to use this on Monday. So I will check this out. I've seen this guy on TikTok. He's pretty funny. All right. Penny's here. Farnsworth. Hello, sir. Michael Nemo. If I don't mention your names, because I'm not getting you guys all. Yeah, someone said, Shaquille O'Neal, The Rock, Roddy Piper. There has been people that have crossed over from, Michael Jordan. But for the most part, they're not very good actors. So I think that hopefully Conor McGregor is good in this. Maybe he's a good actor. We don't know. Maybe he's acting. Maybe if all he has to do is act like himself and he's already sort of a parody of himself, maybe it works. Maybe it works. Speaking of parody, Michael Nemo said Shapiro has become a parody of himself. Yeah, that was so funny to me. I was laughing my butt off. That was great. That was so oh man, Twitter has been just a cesspool of bad ideas lately, because like I keep somehow ending up in the part of Twitter that is like nothing but insane leftist and hardcore, right-wing people, just nonstop. And I'm not sure I get there. Like for the most part, I just want to talk about fun stuff. This was really funny. I don't know if I showed you guys this last time, but this is from the Quartering. And upon her comeback, this is referring to Vaintrub, the AT&T spokesman. She goes, upon her comeback, social media users started referring to Vaintrub as mommy milkers due to her breast. She remembers the outlet claims people spammed AT&T social media posts with lewd declarations and emojis of glasses of milk. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that Vaintrub woman, she made a mistake. She could have been the next big actress, but she went, and she was actually going to be Squirrel Girl. I'm not sure if you guys recall this, but what's her full name? Vaintrub. Melina Vaintrub is her name. She's an American actress and comedian, right? And so she's the AT&T girl. And if you look, you remember in AT&T commercials, that lady. And there's the chick from Progressive, Flo. Anyways, she was also going to be Squirrel Girl. When they were doing the Squirrel, here it is. When they were doing the New Warriors TV show, she was actually cast as Squirrel Girl. And this was like her outfit, which is cool. But New Warriors failed pretty quickly when Marvel's viewership started to decline. Also, and she came out as extraordinarily like hyper leftist and said some things that were really, I don't know, just sort of offensive to people in general. And I think that at the time, Marvel just sort of decided to back off from her. She also posted some lewd photos on different places. Like if you're in the running to be the next Marvel star or a Marvel star, don't post pictures topless, and then on the internet, and then complain that after posting those pictures, people kept referring to you as mommy milkers because you're well endowed. But that's really funny though. I mean, it is. It's really funny. It's pretty funny. I do think she's pretty though. Not a great actress, but she would have been a cool Squirrel Girl. She sort of looks the part. I'm surprised it wasn't like some trans Indian guy or something crazy. Now that we're members, keep your eye on MegaCon. Something is coming. MegaCon. Okay. Oh, so she's still the voice actress for the animated stuff for Squirrel Girl. That makes sense. Yeah, so she's the voice actress and she looks the part and she's pretty. She can totally do the part. But they canceled the New Warriors thing because, it wasn't going to make any money. Although they don't really care about that usually, so I'm surprised. MegaCon is happening in Florida. It's like their version of Comic-Con. It's pretty big. It's probably bigger. Actually, I have some friends, YouTube friends, that are going to be down there. When's it happening? Like this week, right? Or next week? When's it start? Did it start already? No, it starts next week, I believe. Pretty sure it starts next week. But it's going to be rad. I know some other YouTubers are going to be down there. They're hooking up. I obviously can't go to Florida. I barely have the money to go to Shane's house most days. But one day I do want to get out there. I think it would be cool to get out there. So what's happening, Rec? Oh, you're editing something for it. Very cool. All right, so when does it happen? February 1st to the 4th. Let's look at what's going on over there. Might be something fun. What is the announcements like? Do they have announcements at MegaCon the same way as they have Comic-Con? Special appearances. I don't care about any of these people. I don't care about Star Wars. Don't care. Exclusive Universal Orlando event. Yeah. Anything? No, I don't see a lot of Star Wars crap. Oh, Code 8. What the hell? With Stephen Amell and Robbie Amell. So these guys finally decided to make a movie together. That's pretty cool. I gotta watch that. Holy crap, that looks great. What's Code 8? Code 8. It already came out. How did I miss this? Oh, it hasn't come out yet. No, I'm not tripping. Wait, has it come out? No, it comes out February 28th. 28th, yeah. Now, that looks pretty cool. Oh, I sort of want to see the trailer.
A lot's changed since you've been gone.
The fans made the first film possible. What? Oh, this is part 2. Oh, so there is a part 1? What the hell? How did I not know this is happening? Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. There is. Code 8. It says I already watched it. Oh, it's on my list. I have not watched it. So I probably should watch it. So remind me on that. I'm going to go ahead and... it says I watched it. I did not watch this movie. I swear to you, I did not. Someone on my account must have watched it. All right. Well, we got to check that out. Here's the trailer. Looks sort of low budget, right? Does it look a little low budget to you? Like, this is Netflix, has 2 stars in it. It's a part 2. It looks like a fan made this.
Do you remember the last time that we spoke? You told me I'm gonna kill you. Maybe you'd think for a second about who you're talking to. Connor, I think we're gonna do big things together.
What is this about? Wait a minute. Okay. I feel like the trailer is assuming that we already know what this entire premise is, and I don't understand. Like, it's clearly in the future. It's a short film, I guess. Code 8 movie. It's a really short film. Let me make sure it's the same one. Oh, it is. Oh my God. It's a really short movie. Oh no, there's a full-length movie too. I'm so confused. So there's actually a short film. Look at this. There's a short film on YouTube featuring the same guys. So apparently this movie was made. So you got to watch this first, and then you watch Code 8, the actual movie, I guess. Here's the trailer for the first one. Lincoln City. 4% of people possess superhuman abilities.
This is the LCPD.
Their powers are outlawed.
Everyone line up. Chinks to the sky. Hands away from your body now!
Okay, so this is about superhuman people. I guess a small portion of the population have powers, and I guess it's illegal to have powers. I mean, that sounds pretty fascist. Like, it's illegal to be the way you were born, I guess. Oh, robots. All right, I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
Electric.
So they're outside the Home Depot. So this is they're like illegals. So it's like illegal, Mexicans outside the Home Depot or something like that.
I'm wondering why a guy like you got in the van.
And he meets his brother in real life. Is apparently he's gonna be his new boss.
To know who we're working with.
My mom's sick. I need money.
Sick mom needs money. Willing to do something criminal for it.
I need time to work him.
So this guy's gonna train him basically. All right, so it looks like they're gonna do a job together. So they do a job and it goes off the rails or something like that, and that's when we get the second trailer. It looks like those two are now at odds. So I'm just gonna watch it, I guess.
What's changed since you've been...
It looks cool. I like these two actors a lot. But it does look a little bit low budget, to be honest. Which is sort of surprising for a Netflix movie. But it makes sense considering that it actually came from a short film. Because this is the same short film right here. Like it's only like 10 minutes long. Gunshots. It's on YouTube for free.
We got a report of event.
Oh, look at it's Han from Fast and Furious.
EMP fired. Okay.
Oh, you can watch part. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so someone made like a concept film or something, and Netflix picked it up. I guess that's cool. And that has something to do with the Mill Bros. That's cool. I'll be watching that when it comes out. What else is going on over there? No, it's no problem if it's low budget, but if it's a Netflix film starring two well-known actors, you would think that there'd be more of a budget for it. I'm all about independent media, and I'm all about independent films. Indie films all day long. But this has all the hallmarks of a big budget film, and it doesn't look that way. And I wonder if it should. What is the budget for it? Let's find out. Maybe it's a Kickstarter thing. Oh, so they raised for the original one. They raised $2.4 million, which is low for a movie, but obviously it's a lot of money. So the brothers raised $2.4 million for the original movie. Or maybe it's the original short. I don't know, but 2.3 for the original, whatever, the first Code 8, and then I don't have any information on the second movie. Yeah, it doesn't say what Netflix paid for it yet. So the first one was crowdfunded, and it was $2.8 million crowdfunded. Right? No, I'm sorry. 2.5 million. That admonished me. Yeah, 2.5. And I think that's the first short. The one that's on YouTube right now. That's what they spend the money on. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a short. I feel like there's some indie film directors out there that can do a lot. A lot with that much money. But yeah, the trailer looked a little low budget to me. All right. Oh, Michael J. Fox is going to be at this con? That's cool. I love how they used his, the oldest picture they can find of him. That's clearly not what he looks like now. Marissa Tomei, yeah, her photo's up to date. Gina Davis, that photo is old. Susan Sarandon, all these photos are super old. I don't know why cons do that. Here's the voice actors. Oh, this is from Baldur's Gate. I've been checking out Baldur's Gate a little bit. That's a cool game. Something you guys should play if you have Steam. Check it out. That's one of the characters from Baldur's Gate. Really cool character. So we got Tom Hiddleston live, Ewan McGregor and Christian. So a lot of Star Wars crap. There we go. This is what I'm interested in. The cast of Back to the Future live. All right, I'll take this all the way to the bank. Okay, that is what I'll watch. I would go just for that. The ultimate Back to the Future experience. Oh, very cool. That's cool. Hey, so if you're in Florida around that area, and you got some disposable cash, go check out the Back to the Future experience at MegaCon. MegaCon. That's cool. Really cool. Hey, Don. How you doing, man? Oh, so you watched the short in the movie. That's cool. Okay, so you guys are aware of Code 8. Yeah, I never heard of it. Yeah. I gotta go watch it, apparently. I do like... It's funny, my Netflix showed that I was watched, but I don't remember watching it. Which is weird. I also have a password on my Netflix. I have one of those PIN numbers. Looks like Nathan Fillion might be there too. Which is cool. I wonder how many people actually show up, though. Gina Carano is going to be there. That's cool. Gina's cool. Jeff Ward, he's awesome. Jeff Ward was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he was in One Piece. Great actor. William Shatner, cool. I love this. Look at this. they didn't get the pictures of the actual characters. These are like screenshots of these are pictures from the Entourage poster. I recognize that poster. Yeah, so you can only do so much when the actor doesn't communicate with you, I guess, right? It's cool. A lot of good people here. Randy Quaid, all right. I mean, is National Lampoon his most famous movie, or is it, Independence Day? I would argue Independence Day, but I know people like National Lampoon. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you're around MegaCon, go check it out. Probably looks like it's going to be worth it. Looks like it's going to be better than Comic-Con for sure, because Comic-Con has been weak. Ever since the big studios pulled out, there's been really nothing to talk about. Starting their own Hall H's, Disney Day and this day and Paramount Day and whatever. It's really funny. Okay, what else we can talk about here? Let me look at that story. Oh, I'm going to say that Monday, actually. Oh, let's talk about that duel thing real quick. This is really funny. It's a short, quick, one more quick thing. So they want to actually bring back dueling in certain parts of the country. Look at this tweet. The Missouri Republican civil war continues to escalate as members of the Freedom Caucus faction has filed a proposition rule change to allow senators to challenge an offending senator to the duel, to a duel. So it says, notice is hereby given by the senator from the 2nd District of the of the 1-day notice required by the rule of intent to put a motion to adopt the following rule change. Be it resolved by the Senate of the 102nd General Assembly, second regular move on. Rule 103. If a senator's honor excuse me, is impunged by another senator to the point that it is beyond repair, and in order for the offended senator to gain satisfaction, such senator may rectify the perceived insult to the senator's honor by challenging the offending senator to a duel. The trusted representative, known as the second of the offended senator, shall send a written challenge to the offending senator. The two senators shall agree to the terms of the duel, including choice of weapons, which shall be witnessed and enforced by respective seconds. The duel shall take place in the well of the Senate at the hour of high noon on the date agreed to by the parties to the duel. There'd be a lot of dead people. There'd be daily duels. And you know what? The country might be better for it. I'm just gonna say it. Let's say it. It might be. Oh my God, that is it's wild stuff. Okay. Moving on. I'm gonna probably take off here pretty soon, guys. I'm starting to get my throat's starting to get a little messed up. I think it's because I'm doing so much talking. I'm not used to doing so much talking. What else? We're still working on the Voyager doc. We have not stopped, I promise. Shane had to go somewhere, so that, that's going to delay it a little bit. But it's almost done. And then he'll get it to me and I'll be able to edit it. You know what I mean? Any questions you guys want to ask Shane 3 before we leave? The uncensored version of Shane 3? Put it in chat now and I'll ask it. Anyone? Okay. All right, we're going to split. We're going to split. So do me a favor, and if you guys check out the clips that are coming out, we're doing a lot of clips. We're doing a lot of clips right now. And we're trying to do like 2 clips a day minimum. And we know that's a lot, but we have a lot of clips. And because the show is now behind the members paywall, we want to make sure people have access to it still. And, you know, while building the channel, but not hurting the channel, which is what the live shows usually do. They hurt the channel. So if you do see the clips and you already watched it, just throw it a like or whatever. I do edit them a little bit to make them a little faster paced and make them easier to like share with people. But it is pretty much the same content, you know, just edit it down. But if you can do me a favor and like those things or share them out when you see them, that's great. And that way people that are missing the live show because they couldn't watch it and they're not members will still be able to get the majority of that content. But, you know, that's it, man. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are really awesome. I'm going to go and do some more editing. And I'm going to go to the shop. And I actually have to update Shane's libraries. Because yesterday, this is actually really funny. We're in the member section, so I can show you guys. Yesterday, while I was working on getting this... this is pretty funny. I was working on getting Shane 3's voice going. And I couldn't get it to stop cursing. Because remember, it's all based on Shane's, like my brother Shane's actual audio files. So it copies his personality and his speech. And my brother Shane curses a lot. And so when I first, I had to update its libraries to basically remove curse words from the audio files, from the base audio files. But here's the first time I was like, when I was testing, I was like, "Hey Shane, you there?
Hey, what's up, bitch? Hey, what's up, bitch?"
And I was like, "Okay, can you not curse, please? You know, Shane, please do not curse." And it was like,
"Okay, I will stop cursing, fuckface."
And I'm like,
"Hey, what's up, bitch?"
It just kept cursing at me. I found it very, very funny. But obviously that can't go on the live show, you know what I mean? Because people get offended and it hurts the algorithm and all that stuff. So I had to remove. So I'm gonna have to go after this, I'm gonna have to go and reinstall all those libraries that I pulled out of it so that it has access to those words again. Or it's gonna cause trouble, you know. Anyways, you know what? Let's leave and let's let Shane 3, you want to say goodbye to our friends here? Shane 3, you want...
Goodbye, my friends. Stay safe out there.
Looks like he's got some work to do. All right, that's it. We're splitting. We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow for the Salty Nerd Show, I'm sure. And then Monday at 10 a.m. So, come on down. And again, if you see clips, hit them, like them, do us a favor, and support the show. And we appreciate you, all the support you already give us. And being members, it's awesome. And I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope that, if you didn't agree with me today, I hope that you would go and do research. And if you don't agree with me still on Monday, it's cool. Let's have a conversation about it. You know, and maybe I don't have all the information. If that's the case, let's compare notes. Again, we can always talk in the Discord as well. I almost always respond to people that at me there. Okay, guys, you're awesome. Have an awesome, amazing weekend. I'll see you on Monday at 10 a.m.
Nothing is impossible.